Hello, my name is Kathy Jameson, the Proposition Lady, and I'm here to help you understand the propositions on your 2022 California state election ballot. Have I got a proposition for you? Actually, today I have two. Let's take a look at Props 26 and 27. I'm doing two at once because they both seek to legalize sports betting, and it's easier to understand them when viewed side by side. There is a lot of money here at stake, folks. If we legalize sports betting, someone is going to make a fortune from the USA's most populous state. This explains why Props 26 and 27 are the highest funded in 2022. So far, over $472 million has been raised for and against both, which should give you an idea of just how much money the funders stand to make if sports betting is legalized. Don't worry, I'm here to break them down for you. Let's get started. Since 1992, there's been a law in place that prohibited sports wagering everywhere except Nevada. In 2018, the Supreme Court ruled that law was unconstitutional, paving the way for other states to legalize sports betting. So far, roughly 30 states have legalized sports betting. About a third of those allow in-person sports betting only, while the other two-thirds allow sports betting online. In California, daily fantasy sports are currently your only legal option for sports wagering, but we can change that if we want to in November. So what exactly do Props 26 and 27 seek to do? Let's take a look at them both side by side. Both are constitutional amendments. Gambling is highly regulated in California, so we'd have to amend the Constitution in order to legalize sports betting. Prop 26 excludes wagering on high school and college sporting events, except for tournaments, so you can still bet on March Madness. Prop 27 is a bit more vague and excludes only youth sports events. Prop 26 legalizes in-person sports betting at casinos and racetracks. Prop 27 legalizes sports betting online. This would allow you to use sports betting apps like FanDuel and DraftKings. This is the main difference between the two propositions. 26 is in person, 27 is online. Prop 26 keeps gambling within the control of sovereign Indian nations. Prop 27 allows corporations to profit from sports betting, although they have to be affiliated with an Indian tribe. In addition, Prop 26 authorizes craps and roulette games at casinos. I didn't even know we didn't have craps and roulettes at casinos. See what you can learn from the propositions? When we follow the money, we see that Prop 26 has raised over $149 million for and against, and Prop 27 has raised over $323 million for and against. That's a lot of money to follow, folks. As far as funding, both propositions were funded by the people who stand to make a load of money if they pass. If Prop 26 passes, the state could bank tens of millions of dollars. If Prop 27 passes, it could be hundreds of millions. Could it be billions? This gap helps illustrate how much more widespread sports betting would be online versus in person. Both propositions seek to tax profits at 10%. You'll notice I have an asterisk on Prop 26's use of the word tax and Prop 27's use of the word profits. Let me explain. Indian tribes are sovereign nations. Therefore, the casinos on their land are not subject to tax laws like regular businesses. So the tax they refer to here is really just coming from sports betting at racetracks. I'll add an asterisk to my asterisk here and note that while Indian nations don't pay taxes to the state, most tribes have local revenue sharing agreements, which means some of their profits will go to Californians, but it's hard to say exactly how much. Could be more, could be less. As for Prop 27, I've asterisked the word profits, because the way the law is written, corporations will be able to take ample deductions from their profits before taxing them, thereby reducing the overall amount the state will receive. States like Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Colorado allow for similar deductions, so we've seen this play out elsewhere. Another big difference between these two propositions is how the tax proceeds are split. Prop 26 gives most of the money directly to California's general tax fund, allocating 15% to problem gambling programs and another 15% to gambling policy enforcement. Prop 27 gives 85% of the proceeds to a new affordable housing fund and the remaining 15% to tribes not offering sports betting. Here are some things to consider when deciding how to cast your vote. Should sports betting be legalized at all? Gambling can lead to increases in violent crime, divorce, suicide, bankruptcy, and homelessness. That's a blow to Prop 27 in my opinion. Because with Prop 26, people are already gambling within a casino or racetrack, so we're not so much expanding access to gambling as access to what someone can gamble on when they're already gambling. With Prop 27, any 21-year-old with a phone will have access to gambling, which will greatly expand gambling activity across the state. What about the fact that Prop 26 empowers California citizens to report and enforce illegal gambling activity? Some people think that might cause the closure of existing card rooms. For some, that's a reason to vote no on 26. Should Indian tribes continue to hold a monopoly on gambling in California? Some people think it's time to expand access to other entities and corporations. If you agree, you might want to vote yes on 27. That said, you might want to vote no on 27 if you're afraid that mobile gaming will lead to underage sports betting. Cases of underage gambling on mobile apps have made some splashy headlines in the past few years, so we know that some young people have found a way around the age limit. Here's another issue with Prop 27. Some people accuse the sports betting industry of trying to manipulate our emotions by making the proposition about homelessness rather than about gambling. These accusations are not entirely unfounded. Polling suggests that online gambling is very unpopular, so they use hot-button issues to make it sound more appealing to voters. There was a similar effort to legalize sports betting in Florida, funded by the Education Champions PAC, and in Colorado they made it about water infrastructure. Here in California, they made it about homelessness. What's more, the money from Prop 27 will go to a new fund to fight homelessness, but increased access to gambling could actually worsen the homeless crisis. More money always helps, but I can't help but remember that the state lottery was supposed to solve education funding. These things don't always work out the way the campaign ads promise. So, how are you going to vote? Let's review our options. You might choose to vote no on both. You might not want to expand access to gambling in any form, or you might be turned off by the amount of money that has been poured into funding both of these measures. Or you might just be tired of watching all those ads. You could go yes on 26 and no on 27 if you feel that sports betting is okay at in-person venues, but you don't want universal access to it on our phones. You may also want to preserve Indian tribal control over the gaming industry instead of letting others profit from it. You could go yes on 27 and no on 26 if you want to break Indian tribes' monopoly on gambling, or if you don't see the need to allow sports betting at casinos and racetracks if you can get it on your phone. Or finally, you could vote yes to both 26 and 27. Maybe you see gambling as a pastime that should not be so heavily regulated. Or maybe you just want to bet on your favorite team and you'd be happy to do it anywhere. If both measures pass, it looks like the courts are going to have to decide how to handle it. Typically, when two conflicting measures on a ballot both pass, the one with the most votes goes into effect. But in this case, we have to ask ourselves whether both couldn't go into effect. The backers of Prop 27 maintain that it does not conflict with Prop 26, and both should be allowed to take effect. But Prop 26 is written so that their right to sports betting is exclusive and cannot coexist with 27. So it looks like the courts are going to have to sort it out. For more information, see the resource links in the show notes. That's all for now, folks. Please visit the Proposition Lady channel for information on all 7 of the 2022 California state ballot measures. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I also encourage you to host your own proposition party to discuss the ballot measures with your friends. But most of all, don't forget to think independently and come to your own conclusions. There are 2 sides to every issue, and I hope you'll consider both before casting your vote. I'm Kathy Jameson, the Proposition Lady, and I appreciate you being here with me today. See you soon, California voters. Bye now.